thought I'd start out with a little happy music because this video is going to go downhill from there. When I first got my Janome 2000D AirThread or Serger, I was happy with it. It performed pretty well. All I used it for in my shop was just binding edges. I did all the trimming by hand just to make sure that this wasn't laboring. Then, after a few months, it started falling apart. I had it in a repair shop a few times, the last time for several weeks. I can't afford to be without a Serger, so I went out and bought this Juki MO2000. It was meant to be a backup to the Janome until I started using it, then it went to the front of the class. When I got the Janome back after the last trip to the shop, it was working pretty well, but I didn't use it much. Then one day, it made a couple of big clanks and stopped. When I opened it up to investigate, I found that the end of the lower looper had busted off. The only thing I could see was a small piece of wadded up fabric on the upper looper. I don't know if that somehow deflected the upper looper and it tagged up with the bottom looper, but this is what we found. The two looper threads do pass very close to each other, so maybe this is what did it. These are the parts that broke off. I found them, one on the thread and the other one laying at the bottom of the machine. That let me know that there wasn't anything else floating around inside the machine. I was actually kind of happy when I seen that this part was broken because it's a small piece and easily replaced. The other end of this piece has a tube on it like this one. And that whole piece is attached to the arm with just one screw. The reason I was happy with this initially was because I thought I could fix it and sell it. I was all done using this one in my shop. I have to say that all of the repairs up to this point were done under warranty. It didn't cost me nothing. This time, however, when I contacted the store, just crickets. They didn't want to talk about this one anymore. So I figured this is a small part. I'll get it, put it in, make sure it's running right, and then sell it. I found the part on a few sites that sell sewing machine parts, and all of them had the same problem. Janome lists this as a lower looper unit, and they don't show this part anywhere with anything else in it. And then comes the big shocker. It turns out that Janome's really proud of this part, and whatever else we have to buy with it. Notice that this is even on sale, but that didn't make me feel better even a little bit. We have to understand that this is not the parts sellers doing this, that's Janome. I talked to a few of the parts houses and they all say the same thing, that this is how Janome sells it. It's in that lower looper unit, and that's it. I have no idea how many other parts might be sold in groups like this, but frankly I don't care anymore because I'm all done with this. I paid $1,600 for this thing, and somebody made me an offer and they can buy it for parts. Incidentally, the Juki that I bought to replace this cost about $200 less. I still want to have a spare Serger in my shop just in case one breaks down so you don't have to stop working. I was way over the Janome thing, like the Juki that I bought, so I thought I'd look and see what they had to offer. And it turns out that was going to make me madder yet, for a little while anyway. This is the Juki MO6814S Serger that I got coming tomorrow. Keep in mind that this is a full-on industrial machine. Unlike the Janome, this comes with a heavy-duty table and a big servo motor. And that's at the same price that I paid for the Janome. That's the part that made me mad. But a new Serger comes tomorrow and the Janome gets put to the side. Maybe I can sell that Janome at $300 a part. See, now you're mad too. And no, Juki isn't giving me anything for this. I paid all of it myself.